We live. Hello. I don't know. I'm on the debate now.
Exactly. Recent RV's rodeo robots are taking the market by storm. No more messy yogurt bars, long lines, or do-it-yourself machines. Just delicious frozen yogurt in 60 seconds or less. Anytime, anywhere.
How do I get my own experience?
Probably the water.
It's easy, but you better act now. Locations and machines are going fast. Just go to froyofranchising.com. That's froyofranchising.com. Check it out
Here we
now.
go, y'all.
froyofranchising.com.
The following program is a
It's static.
The views and
Static.
opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the staff
I'm
and
gonna switch mine
management of
out.
KWAM.
Perfect. What's the deal? We keep it real. We unleash, y'all know what it is. We unleash, young kid on the biz. We unleash, young kid on the field. Blah, blah, blah.
So tune in for advice and news every Saturday night if you like the truth. We stand up for your rights and rules. Saturdays at 5, we'll fight for you. Skinny and GQ for LGBTQ. We keep it simple, but keep it equal. Skinny and GQ for LGBTQ. We keep it simple, but keep it equal. Blood what's up? Blood what's up? Blood what's up?
Blood what's
Blood what's up?
on and to the break of dawn, and we don't stop till 6 in the morning. On and on to the break of dawn, and ow! This is the S to the K to the double E to the T to the E to the R. And I'm sitting there with the G to the Q, and I'm sitting there with Pastor G to the double O to the C to the H. And we're in the house today, and we are fired up. Hello, somebody!
Yes. What it do, what it do? I like saying that. What's going on, Radio Land? And all around the world. This is the Unleashed Voice for the LGBTQ community here on AM KWAM 990 Talk Radio. But we are the premier soundboard for the LGBTQ community. We import 3 core principles. I'm trying Instagram Live, Snapchat, education, empowerment, and
That's why you can't talk.
enrichment. The aim of our radio show is to celebrate, affirm, and uplift our community above marginalized standards that some wish to impose upon us. So we want you to let's be talking.
Girl!
Yo, we want to
Honey,
celebrate,
get it
affirm,
together.
and uplift you. And we want you all to ask questions at the end of this radio show. Call us at 260-5926. Join us on the conversation. Because we're going to talk about what's going on around the United States, the world, hot topics today. And then our guest that's going to be chiming in with some authoritative opinion is Dr. Gooch. So we're going to have a good time today. David's going to open us up. And we want to have some good dialogue. So, David, what's on your mind today?
In Fulton County in Georgia, Martin Blackwell, 48 years old, was found guilty of 8 counts of aggravated battery and 2 counts of aggravated assault. And the judge sentenced him to 40 years in prison for pouring scalding hot water on a gay couple that was sleeping in the apartment. And he was married to, well, no, he was shacking with a lady whose son was involved in an intimate relationship with another man, and so they were in the bedroom asleep. And this Martin Blackwell came into the room because he didn't agree with their lifestyle, which lifestyles are condoms, and he poured hot, scalding water on these 2 men, and they gave him 40 years in prison, and he didn't have any remorse during the trial. These guys are still dealing with the traumatic trauma of what happened to them and injuries and all the above. And so this is another reason why we do what we do for people like him who did this heinous crime against these innocent 2 men who just loved each other. And this was needs to be opened as a hate crime by our government, because in Georgia they don't have a hate crime law. So kudos to the jury and the judge for giving him 40 years. He should have been given more. But nevertheless, these individuals suffered medically induced comas. They were in the hospital for several weeks. They had severe burns. They required multiple surgeries and skin grafting surgery. So he got what he semi-deserved. He should have gotten more, but nevertheless, they gave him 40 years. So hopefully we won't see him anytime soon. So this is why we do what we do, because of individuals like him with their hatred and their bigotry in their heart and all that above. That's why we are the unleashed voice, and this is why we do what we do, and that's what's on my mind.
I think that it is a travesty and it is despicable before God that individuals would be able to defend someone's behavior such as this. His defense attorney, as I was reading, talked about how it wasn't a hate crime and that it was old school culture and old school thinking. And I think that in itself should be something that ought to enlighten us today, how as we move into the millennium, we're already into 2016, how individuals ought to put away their bias and bigotry, behavior, their old ideology. Like David said, how in the world do you criticize and condemn somebody else when in turn you're shacking and you sleeping in somebody else's home and in somebody else's bed yourself? You know, but yet you want to throw stone at these two young men who are just emphatically in love with each other and sleeping at his mom's house.
What struck me most about it was when the defense attorney said that it was not about hate, it was about an old school culture, old school thinking. So what is the old school culture? What is the old school thinking?
Kill black, kill gays. That's old school.
But old school back then too dealt with hatred,
Right. So
racism, all that type of oppression. So if that is not an argument for a hate crime, then I don't know what it is.
So do you think that 40 years was a fair rendering in this verdict?
He's 48, so 48 plus 40 is 88. I blame.
He's not gonna do the whole 40. He's probably at
He's
40
he probably
30%.
Well,
did too.
So
God
it's about,
forbid
what,
he
16 years?
may die in jail.
no, he's not. He's the devil. Look at his face. He didn't blink one time during the trial. Evil people like that live forever. But nevertheless, I blame his mama too, because I'm pretty sure they had pillow talk, and he said, "I can't stand your sister's son, his boyfriend, and I can't stand him living in this house." And I'm pretty sure he said some more things to give her the red flag, let her know he was homophobic and full of hell. But she loved him, and she was in love with that sex, and she kept him in the house. So I blame Mama for what happened to those boys and her son.
I think, in reading the transcript of the case, what's really sickening and disturbing was like, this guy picked the biggest part in the house.
Absolutely, yes.
And he had to wait on the water to boil.
He cooked it.
Premeditated.
And he wait a big pot. It's gonna take a minute before that water get hot.
Yes.
And they were asleep
And he had to carry that pot.
in the room.
He was risking it touching him or the water spilling on him in the room just to scour these guys. It's crazy.
I don't think we'd have made the trial. What's that movie, Mississippi Burning?
Nah, that was Time to Kill.
The Time to Kill. Whatever.
One of my favorite movies.
Whatever. That's some low down stuff. But nevertheless, this is what people who within the black and LGBT community at large have to deal with, this hatred from individuals not liking someone because of their sexual orientation, who they choose to love and who they choose to be with. This is some of the things that we have to deal with, things of this nature. People in your own house hating you because of who you love. So this is why it's more important, even more important, that we recognize our privilege in America, in the culture we live in, and the privileges that we have, and stop putting our destructive effects on other individuals, because we all have privilege, and you have to realize, living in America, you have privilege if you're not in certain cultures. We have a caller? Yes, we do. Caller, you're live on the baddest talk show on KWAM 990 Talk Radio. What's on your mind?
Hey, how are you?
David?
Exactly.
Right.
Wow.
I was watching Fox. I forgot the lady's name. I was watching Fox by mistake, and she wrote a book about Donald Trump. And she said it's nothing Donald Trump can do wrong except reverse his stance on immigration. And she said he can do whatever he wants to do, say what he wants to say, but the only thing he can do wrong is reverse his stance on immigration. And she wrote a book about that. I forgot the lady's name. Mm-hmm.
And but it's people like this individual here that we're talking about, as well as individuals that support behaviors such as Donald Trump, that causes us to continue to be in this abusive oppression that we're in right now. And I can only imagine, even from the standpoint of this young man's mother, you know, what type of abuse she was going through just to be with this guy who scolded her son with the hot water. You know, even if it's verbal abuse, emotional abuse, stuff like that, people shouldn't have to put up with.
Hello?
Because he don't have anything himself.
True. Nope. Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
But the crazy part about it is that in Arizona, he got all the immigrants behind him. The whole community, Hispanic community, Latino community, is in the hole. And I'm like, I'm really confused because and the things he's saying, you know he can't do right. But he got enough, triggered enough emotion